Welcome to the Hole in the Wall Business Podcast with Bill and James. As you'll notice, I'm neither Bill nor James, and that's because they're a little busy this week, so I'm stepping in to fill the intro section. This week they had a great conversation with Sabrina Persaud from Nadini Marketing Solutions. Now, if you have listened to any of the other episodes, you'll notice a trend. Small, successful local businesses coming in to share their wealth, and this episode is nothing short of that. Please take your time, listen to the episode. We love to see the numbers grow. Enjoy everything they have to share, and remember, these are all real stories from real businesses doing real things. So, super valuable content. Enjoy the episode, like and subscribe, and watch to the end. Thanks.
Welcome to the Hole in the Wall Business Podcast with Bill and James. I'm James Groves, and along with my business partner, Bill Dement, we want to share our journey as small business owners with you. As owners of Hole in the Wall Drywall Repair, we will attempt to peel back the curtain of owning a small business in the trade service industry and talk about the many adventures of owning a small business. Hey, Bill.
James, I'm going to tell you, I am happy to be in the studio today.
Yeah.
It is a scorcher out there already. I took the dog out first thing this morning.
Yeah.
And it was like, I was go ahead and take my shower now as soon as I was done with
Yeah,
that.
they're saying it feels like over 102, 103 today.
So happy to be here.
If you're not in Florida, you'll be glad. If you are in Florida, stay in the AC all day.
All day long.
All day, all day. Well, listen, I invited a special guest today, someone who we've been trying to get on the show for a little while. I've met her from the Chamber of Commerce, East Orlando Chamber of Commerce, very big in that. And she has actually done multiple jobs for us over the years. And so it's nice to have somebody who does work with us on this show. You've not met her before. This is your first time.
I have
meeting
not,
her.
yeah.
But I would love to introduce our friend, Sabrina Persaud. Sabrina is the owner and the president of Nadini Printing and Marketing Solutions. Welcome, Sabrina. So glad you're here.
Welcome. Thank you for having me on the show. It's such an honor to be here. Finally.
Right.
Making it work.
A lot of our friends from the Chamber have been on the show before, so we have a lot of mutual friends as well.
Save the best for last.
Not the last for
Well,
sure.
it's not going to be the last, we hope.
That won't be the last.
No, I don't know if you saw, we just celebrated our 2-year anniversary last weekend. So we've been doing this 2 years now. Your episode 104, so it's...
Seems like a lot longer than 2 years.
I know, but every week we've only missed like a couple of weeks through the holidays.
It's true.
Yeah, it's fun. So we're glad you're here, and we can't wait to kind of hear about you and your business. Why don't you just kind of tell the listener kind of what Nadini does? What do you do in your current business? And then we'll talk about how you got there.
So Nadini Printing and Marketing Solutions has been in business for over 30 years. And what we do is we help align our customers with the perfect products and services that they'll need. We help provide them with the resources to make the right decisions. We sit down and we consult with them to make sure all of their branding matches, to make sure that they're getting the message out that they want out, right? Because sometimes we'll throw together colors or products, but it's not really giving the message that they want heard.
Right.
And that's the important part.
And so you specialize in the printing side of it, is like business cards on up or certain...
Yeah, so what we do is we do all of your stuff that does not require permitting, right? So we do all of your tangibles, which is like your printing, your promotional products, signs and banners, graphic design, trade show events, business expos. And then on the non-tangible side, we do offer videography, photography, and digital marketing.
Excellent. So, because I know we've used you for a little bit of everything. You make our slap koozies currently. Mm-hmm. You've done banners for us, pull-up banners for us. So I know you do a little bit of everything. I didn't know you did the video side of it, though. That's kind of
Yeah, we outsource it to our clients that need it. Then we have people that will do it for them.
Excellent. So you're the female-owned business. You're the only employee currently at this time?
Currently, yes.
Yeah.
I have a team, but they're all independent.
All outsourced, yeah. Which is the way to do it in my mind. How did you end up here after 30 years? I mean, how did you end up being the owner of this great business?
Well, being the owner and the sole owner, I was always 51% ownership, right?
Gotcha.
But being the sole owner happened 10 years ago when my dad died, and it suddenly became mine. So that's how I became the sole owner of it.
Okay, so you and your dad were in this together for a while. Mm-hmm. And was your dad always in this type of business?
No.
No?
No, my dad was an accountant, a controller, all of those things up in New York. So when he moved to Florida, he said he was going to buy a business. We all thought like an accounting business or something. When he called and said a print shop, I had no clue what a print shop was at 21 years old.
Yeah.
No clue what a print shop was. But that's what he bought. He bought a franchise.
Excellent.
And
Well,
did you work with him in that franchise?
No, I was going to college when he bought
Oh,
it.
okay.
So, yeah.
yeah. So print shops are near and dear to my heart. My dad has been a printer my whole life. Offset printer. He's owned multiple print shops. I grew up running printing presses as a kid. I would walk home from school. I'd walk to his shop from school and learn how to collate and staple booklets and stuff. So printing's kind of been in my blood for a long time. And then he became a missionary, and then he opened up a print shop in the middle of Zambia, Africa. And so he still to this day is printing in the bush of Africa. So,
I love it.
yeah. So it's kind of neat, but it's just grown. My uncle used to own a Minuteman press years ago. He hated it. There used to be a lot of offset printing and a lot of four color machines, and then it just turned into copy machines. It just turned into big
digital machines.
Yeah, digital machines.
Yeah.
So he didn't like it. He sold it, got out of it. But I've been around it a long time. The smell of the ink is yeah,
And the chemicals.
Yeah, having to make the plates and make your own negatives or. Those are all.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had all those skills.
Yeah. Years ago.
I just learned that too. Yeah.
Is that right?
I didn't know that either till now.
Well, because I always think of Nadini as my promotional person. You do my promo items. You do banners. I didn't realize. I didn't focus on the printing side of it.
That's where we started was with the printing. It was actually printing and copying, right? Because that's what was big in the 90s.
Yeah.
Was printing and copying. So that's what we started as.
So you must have seen lots of businesses come and go. What are some of the things that you have seen businesses that have embrace early on in their business?
There was an employment agency that she knew how to market and network. And when I moved here, I had no clue how to market and network. I was new, right? But she took me under her wing and she showed me. Unfortunately, she's passed away, but she was always one step ahead of the game. And I didn't see the importance of it then, but now I see the importance of it.
Right. We call it keeping the brand awareness plate spinning. Like even when you don't need the business, you never stop
Correct.
marketing. You have to keep that awareness because then when things get tough, you're not starting from scratch. You have a little bit of momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in what ways can you help a small business who maybe, we're hole in the wall, we're not as seasoned as we are, we're opening it, but we need some help. Can you come and help us with the brand itself? Can you help us with the right colors and kind of point us in the right direction?
Yeah, what we do is we'll bring in the team, we'll sit down, we'll consult with you. We'll find out what your thoughts are, what you're thinking, and what your big vision is, right? And then we'll try to get all of those pieces in play. Now, being a small business, we know budget is a big part as well. So then we'll take it apart and we'll say, okay, well, we need to get your logos and your colors done first, right? And then we'll say, okay, these are things you're going to need, but let's prioritize how you're going to get them, right? So we spread it out over a span.
So you have a process that you take a client through.
Yes.
So if we came with no logo, no color scheme, just I own XYZ business, you could help us kind of design our look and feel.
Yes, because our graphic designer will then sit down with you and she'll ask you her series of questions and then kind of like come to a common ground because she has to get your thoughts. She has to get what you're envisioning.
Do you ever have a situation where somebody comes to you and they just don't have any idea?
Yes, all the time.
And what do you do with someone like that?
They walk them through it. She'll walk them through the process. She'll ask questions. And just through regular conversation, she can come up with something as a starting point. It's not necessarily going to be the first go, but as a starting point for them.
And she maybe actually even pull something out of them that they didn't realize was there, right?
Because your personality a lot of time is in your brand and in your logo.
Well,
and it should be. It should be.
So what's like the bare minimum we would need?
As marketing supplies?
Yeah.
I would say your bare minimum is you would need depending on what you're looking to focus, right? So if you're just looking on sales and marketing, is your business cards. And I do believe still in having paper business cards. Digital and paper are both good. Paper, they're going to remember you. Digital, they're going to put it in their phone, and then they're going to might forget your name, or so they have to go scrolling to try to find you and remember who you were. So both are good. You don't need all three, but you'll need maybe a rack card, a postcard, or a sales sheet or brochure, one of them. You don't need all. You just need one. And then depending on the type of your business, one good sales sheet that you can give to bigger companies.
Right. We just found the need for the capability statement. That was one of the things and we've had variations of it, but never on it's pretty, but it's not like a brochure.
Correct.
But a lot of information just in one sheet.
One
To
sheet.
tell people who we are. So once we get the logo, we get a cool name. Hopefully get a domain name that we can be on the internet a little bit.
Yes.
Get a business card, get some sort of promotional items. We do a lot of these 4x6 cards because sometimes I think brochures are too bulky and they're expensive and they're easily tossed. If you toss a 4x6 card, it's like a little postcard, it's not a big deal, but at least they've got something.
Yes.
And we leave those with our customers. So all my technicians carry those in their trucks for them. But I have a problem with useless tchotchkes, with useless promotional items.
Yes.
It's kind of I like koozies. You got a cold Coke can, you can keep it cold for a while, you have a koozie. The problem is I've got drawers full of koozies that I've collected over the years.
Oh, I opened my cabinet last night to get one out, and about 8 or 10 of them fell out on me.
Right. And who they came from doesn't matter to me. I just don't care. So we never bought koozies. I like Post-it notes, but they're disposable, and then they're actually fairly expensive.
They are.
When you buy a Post-it note, it's not cheap, and then they get tossed. And so I have a really hard time buying a promotional item that's not going to be around a little bit longer. So we've launched the pens, but again, I have a problem with pens. Most people buy the cheapest pen they can find, and they literally are just cheap. And God bless them.
They will break.
But they break. They don't look the greatest.
They're not comfortable to use necessarily.
And a lot of times the cheapest ones don't write well. And so things end up thrown away. So I found a pen that I really like. It's got a nice grip on it. It's got a little gel highlighter in it. And I keep all my branding on it. People like them so much, they now request them from me. So like every time I go to the chamber event, you get Alex White always going, I need some more pens, and so I always give him pens. We take them to the restaurants when we go out to lunch, and I leave the waitress pens, so my pens are out there. But that's not a useless one. That's but what are some trends? Because I'm sure you've seen things come and go. Do you have any new up and coming things, like promotional items that you recommend or you see that are working?
So the trends that work right now and that most of our clients are purchasing are either household items, useful ones that people will keep, whether it's a measuring cup, measuring spoons. I have some clients that did cutting boards, just depending on the budget, right? Then also the car accessories, car coasters, the plug-ins, things like that are becoming popular. Some of our higher end clients have been doing the windshield visors.
Oh.
And you have your auto, your home, and then your tech items, just like the microfiber cloths. They have some higher-end glass polishing cloths that you can use more on your computers, iPads, stuff like that for a good clean.
Right. And if you have the budget, the power bank or something a little nicer. So what are some of I actually wrote down best bang for the buck on my notes here to ask you. What's I don't have a ton of money, but, what's my best bang for the buck right now?
Promotional products are not cheap anymore like people think, right? Because even keychains are expensive and you don't find those 30-cent pens anymore.
Yeah.
What I tell people to do is lessen your quantity and have a budget, and let's fit the quantity in that budget. So let's do quality over quantity. The most bang for your buck right now will probably still be some household items. It could be your jar opener or coasters or even measuring spoons you can get good deals on. There's even, which I did for Kyle Davis a while back, and people still come to me and talk about it. Kyle and I had created this kit where he did hot sauce and measuring cups, and I think a measuring spoon or something we put in there. And people still talk about it.
Yeah. Well, those are useful. I mean, our kitchen drawers are full of items that are...
Yes,
that help
and
like
hand
that.
sanitizers. Believe it or not, people still want them.
We bought those during the pandemic. We did buy a lot of hand sanitizers.
We did.
Yeah. Hundreds and hundreds of them.
And we've always been a big fan of the chip clips.
Yeah.
Yes, the good ones.
The magnetic chip clips. Yeah. Let's see if I have it here, but I don't. And then every now and then I'll buy something's on sale. I'll see it and I'll grab it. So like little booklets and things like that. Those were, they were on sale. Like a grab 200 of them for 75 cents a piece, whatever it is, and get them. But having a budget is important. So I know we've got the East Orlando Chamber of Commerce Business Expo is coming up at the end of August. And I know it's a big deal to make sure you have things to present your company better. So, all right, we're launched. We're just, trying to get our name out there. We've got a booth at some sort of expo. What are some things that we would need to make sure that we stand out at one of these places?
So what I would tell you first is your tablecloth. And if you can't afford the full-blown printed tablecloth, we do a table combo, which is a solid colored cloth, a runner, and a tabletop banner, right? And it's a combo price. It's under $200. That'll get you started. As far as your table, make sure you have your business cards. Make sure you have one sales sheet, whether it's your capability statement, your postcard, brochure, whatever it is. You just need one for people because they don't want a ton of stuff anyway. You need one of those. And if you do want to do a handout, right, something that's useful are going to be kept. And I always say give out the smaller things and then have the nicer things behind because you'll know who you want to give what to, right? And keep the nicer things for your one-on-ones.
Yeah.
Right. And then I would say a lot of your own product and your services so they can actually see what you're doing.
Yeah, that's a great idea to keep some of the nicer items just kind of pulled back because there are a lot of people that they swing by your table just to grab all the free stuff.
Yes.
And it can be annoying. I just know that's just, for me, it's part of the job. People are going to come grab the last 20 minutes of the expo. You always have people just come go, oh, grab that, grab. So interactive things are kind of fun too, right? So if you had some sort of spinny wheel or a game or something
that they can play, something to hold their attention for you guys, I know it's hard, but if you have like a wall that they can spackle or,
get messy,
put holes in or something,
Yeah, we thought about doing like a hole-in-one challenge where we get like a little putting green and just, but space, and it gets crowded, those expos.
It does get crowded. I was going to say you have to make sure you have enough space for whatever activity that you're going to be doing.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure you have the space available.
Did you know that there are over 140 million homes in the U.S.? 97% of them have walls and ceilings that are built using drywall. The drywall repair industry is simply enormous, valued at over $13 billion a year. We're hole-in-the-wall drywall repair, and for years we have been perfecting the art of repairing drywall, developing and refining our systems, and strengthening our brand. Our business model is simple, scalable, and easy to learn. We believe it's a real game changer. We are successful drywall repair pros who decided to take our repair business to a higher level, growing both our franchise training and support to industry-leading standards. You'll benefit from our vast experience helping your franchise hit the ground running and achieve success quickly. We'll give you access to our marketing team that has created strategic programs designed to get your phone ringing and booking new business fast. Join a fast-growing leader in an exciting dynamic segment of the home service industry by franchising with Hole-in-the-Wall Drywall Repair. Start building your own business and securing your own financial future today. If anybody is trying to get to that next level, they have the basics, and if there's like one takeaway that you could help a small business with, whatever you do, if you don't remember anything in this podcast, remember this one thing. What is like one tip, one secret that people need to know just to get them to that next level? On the spot question. Didn't even tell you I was going to ask this question.
They need to have a plan. You need to have a plan, right? And you need to be disciplined, right? Discipline is that next step, right? That's the gap between the bridge and the next step that you're trying to get to is discipline and focus. And it's not the easiest thing, trust me. It's the hardest thing.
So go into with a plan. I need key items.
Mm-hmm.
I need key printed items as well as giveaways. I have a budget, and you can do a lot for $500.
And then also know, like, what are you going to do with these items, right? You want them, you're going to get them. These are your key items. But now what are you going to do with these items, right? You have your business cards. Okay, where are you going to give them out? You have these brochures. Where are they going to go? Where are you going to put them? Who are you going to give them to, right? Then you have your giveaways. How are you going to give those away, right? Is it giving the message that you want? Are you just handing it out? Or are you having a conversation with them? Or are you going to hold them back? Like a lot of times when I do events and stuff now, I've been doing the giveaways at the one-on-ones. So I have a nicer handout, but I do it when we sit down at the one-on-one.
Good idea. And one of the things that we used to do here quite a bit is like at the end of the year, we would look at our list of trade service partners, and we would put together like, here's our top 10 business partners that have given us business over the years or over the past year. And we'll put together a little gift basket of just some flavor. I mean, one year we did a little Bluetooth speaker. One year we just did some Trader Joe's chocolates and stuff. But just a little gesture to let people know that they're important to us.
Right.
And I think that kind of falls in line with just, have your plan, work the plan, because it takes time to do these things. Like if the expo is coming up in a week, it's too late to start ordering your banners.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, so you need to start thinking just a little bit in advance. It's, of course, being an operations guy like I am, I'm always trying to just think a little bit ahead.
Right.
Do I have enough pens? Do I have enough chip clips or whatever I'm going to do? We're going to be printing out some new 4x6 cards for the expo. But I think that's important to understand that it's not crazy expensive, because you just said you could do a table combo kit for $200 or less.
Yeah. Right now for the expo, it's $179.
Right. And so business cards, you can buy 1,000 of them for less than $50 typically, or right around there.
Yeah.
And you have a brochure or a business card. I mean, we're talking just a few $100s to have something at play, right?
Yes.
You wanted to go buy 200, dollar pens. Now you've got $200 worth of pens there, but those are great giveaways. And so you started small. You've not invested a ton of money, but make sure you have that marketing budget just to have those items out there. Yeah.
And and then as you purchase your items for like these expos, or try to, like when you do your banners, you keep them generic, right? Your tablecloth, things like that, generic, so that you can use them for event after event after event. And then every year you're just building on.
Yeah.
So you'll eventually end up with all these great things.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do that. We have things we just have recycled and just reuse.
You don't want to have to keep purchasing banners. And I mean, those are costly items, right? Every year.
Yeah. And if you wanted to change the branding on, like if we have an upright banner and we have a hole-in-one, hole-in-the-wall good, hole-in-one good, hole-in-the-wall bad kind of thing. If we want to change that branding, we already have the hardware. All you have to do is you can just reprint.
We just need the banner part itself.
Yeah. So for just a fraction of the cost, you can then replace the actual banner itself, but keep the hardware.
Yes.
So that's good advice. So you've been in business. This company has been around for 30 years. You've been the sole owner for the past 10. You have to have learned a few things outside of the promo items, outside of the printing items. What are some things that people need to know when they run a small business that maybe some things that you learned as you were kind of growing up?
Growing up was the thing. I had to grow up very fast, right? Because always being daddy's little girl and having that cushion with him behind me, then all of a sudden I had to make the decisions. And if I made the wrong decision, boom. I think one of the greatest things I learned was don't be afraid to ask for help, right? Make sure you have a strong team in place, right? That's just going to work the way you do as well. And they can work when you're not there. And also get a mentor. Get a good mentor. Those are the hardest to come by. But when you find them, hold on to them.
What's neat is that people sometimes are afraid to ask, but more than not, people really want to help. And so if you just seek a little bit, you may get more advice than you want. You just have to reach out and trust a little bit.
Yes. And that was what I had to learn to do. I had to learn to trust, right? I had to learn to trust and just believe and have faith that it was just going to go the right way. And that was just by taking in, like you said, sometimes you get a little bit more advice than you want, but it's like a file cabinet. Just file it away because you never know when it's going to come back.
All right.
Or you might need it.
So how did you go about finding a mentor?
I think they just kind of it was through networking and building relationships, right? And then when you build those solid relationships, and it's just through conversations, and then you realize hey, this is the person I need to guide me, or they're really, and then the mentors just kind of fall into place.
Right. So it was like you Googled business mentor.
Can't Google.
Yeah.
You can't Google because it has to be the right fit, right? Personality wise, they have to like really know you too and know what they're dealing with as well. And you know, a good mentor to me is not all business. So like the mentors that I have, like there's good friendships, you know, some of us become like family. So
That's great. Well, I know I'm happy to have met you and that you're in my orbit, as I like to say. I like being around smart people, brilliant people, and you qualify for both of those.
Oh, thank you.
So thank you for coming in for the show. Let my listeners know if they want to get more information about you, how can they find you?
You can find me the easiest way I always tell people is text me or call me, 407-252-1164. Or they can email me at sabrina@nadiniprinting.com.
Perfect. That's great.
All right.
Well, listen, thanks for coming in. I'm so happy.
Yeah, thank you so much
you made
for
it,
taking
and,
the time.
Yeah, I can't wait to do some more. Let's talk again soon.
Yes, thanks for having me.
All right. Thanks for everyone for listening. We'd like to thank you for listening to the Hole in the Wall Business Podcast with Bill and James. We'd love for you to join our Facebook group and keep the conversation going. If you'd like to learn more about us and our business, check us out at holeinthewall.com. If you'd like to learn more about how to start a Hole in the Wall franchise, go to holeinthewallfranchising.com.